like I say, there's a lot of things about this world that you don't understand. Like, um, nobody can really tell me or can really answer the question of why NORAD was built, and you don't even really know when NORAD was built. More off. You don't even really know, like lots of things were regarded national security and top secret about NORAD. Mostly because, like I said, I had actually decommissioned it and considered it basically open to the public. Like I said, NORAD actually got decommissioned somewhere around 1920, or some year like that, 1930, 1940. It was actually decommissioned. That its heyday was before then, actually. Like I said, everything you would find out in the 1950s and 1960s and all that other stuff would basically be long since over with. I mean, NORAD was a long, long time ago. Um, I mean, that's why it's open to the public now. It was probably a 1700 or 1300 mine or something like that that was built a long, long time ago. Like I said, Germany actually built it probably. Um, like I said, that's why I could have chosen German money or I could have chosen American money basically for basically what is America because Germany actually built everything in America. It was all German. It was all me. It's my mines, my deep underground buildings, basically. Pretty much. I mean, I'm the oldest name or oldest person that anybody knew, which is why when I was like 8 or 9, they wheeled in some money for me to take a look at because basically, it's my country, it's my planet, and my country needed money, so I had actually invented the money. So, though many people would say top secret, national security, blah 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 blah, they don't really know anything. A lot of people who didn't know anything about anything would just say, "Oh, that's a need to know basis," probably because they don't really know. Anyway, like I say, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, lots of people ran around saying, "Oh, that's need to know." They're basically bluffing. They didn't know. They had no idea. Like I said, it took JFK or some person in a white shirt basically 15 years to find out anything about anything, going to the Pentagon every single day and going through the one filing cabinet after another, every single day to find out anything about me or anything about this world. JFK did go spelunkering as a young teenager, basically every single day at NORAD, or at the Pentagon, trying to figure out something. It was once open to the public. Anyway, and you could go and spelunker through the old records. Like I said, even the Pentagon, long, long, long ago, that was basically like 1920s, 1930s. Not even that. I mean, 1300, 1200, year 1200, year 1300. NORAD was a new place, basically. Like I said, all you kids would find out. It's long since over with, son. Like the Pentagon, NORAD. It should have cobwebs by now. That was all back in the 1500s and 1200s and 1500s and 1600s. I mean, that's why it's open to the public. It's long since been decommissioned by more than one person. I decommissioned it originally as basically it was old. Old coal springs. It's a museum piece now, basically. That's all it is. It was once maybe considered my body. I don't really know. Like I said, lots of people would go spelunkering around there, look at all the old coil springs and all and everything else, and see about it. I mean, it's easily 200 or 300 or 400 or 500 years old, maybe even 700 years old. It doesn't really decay, you see. It was built really well, and they updated it. Like I said, when they found it in the 1950s or 19 something others, had cobwebs probably. It was old, really old. It's a museum piece. Anyway, um, and things like the Pentagon, they were new things in like 19 or 1200 or 1300 or 1400. They're old. Everything's old, really old. A lot of kids that would go to NORAD or wander around places like that would figure out that it's all old. It was decommissioned years ago, long, long time ago. Like everything happened. NORAD was a real place, like in the year 1500 or 1400. So, that's when, and basically nobody knew about it because I just didn't tell anyone. It's just basically a work site. It'd be a long, long time, and basically JFK would go spelunkering around the Pentagon before they would find out about NORAD. It was just a mountainside. Many people just saw people coming and going from there. And realistically, it was just a mine. And then it was made into a bunker, and I had a couple of missile sites and a what's called a rocket, a couple of rockets put there, like 3 of them, I think, or 2 of them. I said that's why it's featured in movies and everything else. When they feature it in the movies, like it's all old. The DEFCON system, everything else like that. Like, surprised they even used it anymore. Like, I mean, I designed it, I invented it. It was my way of early warning or threat level for the whole entire country. It's all old, really old. I designed it a long, long time ago, back in the 1500s or 1400s, about. So it's hundreds of years old, maybe even older. So in the 1940s and 1950s, when people were finding out about it, it's because they were taking tours of it, stuff like that. Anyway, whatever, I mean, the government long since moved on. I moved on. The whole universe moved on, basically. I mean, this planet might as well be considered Lucifer Star's museum piece. Anyway, it was long, long ago. Maybe during the War of Germany was actually important. Everything happened a long time ago. Lots of kids that would come along and go, oh, fuck this guy, oh, blah, 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 to my face, or actually just at me. They're not even mad enough to actually say it to my face. Anyway, it's all Lucifer Star. It wasn't government. It wasn't the Pentagon. It wasn't U.S. anything. It was an old decommissioned silo, or decommissioned place. It was decommissioned somewhere around 1800, 1900. 1920 about maybe. 1930. Just leftover relics of a bygone era, like they say. There was no real, I mean, the whole this delusion of Cold War is, that was all just ridiculousness. Nonsense, as Putin would say, or a lot of people would say. Anyway. Kids playing around, splunkering around all my old archives, all my old places. It's like, it's all old. Everything's old. That happened, like I said, year 1400, year 1500. And it used to look a lot nicer. So, anyway, I don't really know. Like, ancient history. So, anyway. Lots of kids would come around and they would say, oh, it's the United States government. I mean, stop playing Commander. It's Lucifer Star. It's all Lucifer Star. It's a star, probably a star mine. I had some really nice stuff, what can I say? Deep underground mines and underground undersea pipelines. I mean, it was all done in year 1200 and year 1400. It's ancient. And I said kids would be finding it, and basically it's old and falling apart. It's been falling apart for hundreds of years. It was just built really well. So, I mean, built to last 1,000 years or 1,500 years, easy. So, I mean, it wasn't built for a war that never came, though many people would say that. It was just built. So, anyway, I mean, NORAD, the DEFCON system. I mean, even as a 9-year-old and 6-year-old child, it was ancient. Old Lucifer Star stuff. So, like a star mine. On some of the old maps, you might find reference to it. If you went way, way, way back in the archives or something. Basically, just nobody knew it was there because it wasn't posted on a map, or something like that, or it was taken or was removed from maps because I didn't want people constantly trying to attack it or something like that. Anyway, I don't really know. It was a long time ago. It wasn't Adolf Hitler, it wasn't Stalin. They're just people. It's my old star sites. Lucifer Star. Anyway, lots of people would post stuff and make up stuff or think they had found something out, but it's like, it's no secret. Like, I mean, it was done a long time ago. We had a space station in orbit a long time ago. You know, the old Kronos or whatever, or you know, it was a space station built long, long time ago, back in old vacuum tube days. So anyway, launched from Kentucky or someplace. Anyway, even before Hitler's time, even before Papa, all these people were just children and didn't even know. You know, that, you know, my era came and went already. I built everything and it was just laying around.